But what happens on Pesach itself? Namely, you have chametz. It's not edible for a dog's consumption, but you put it in your mouth. A pill made from chametz. Does it become chashuv? Does it become food again by putting it in your mouth? The Shulchan Aruch paskins, davar shenitare bo chametz ve'eno ma'achal adam klal, an inedible something that has chametz in it, like a pill. Even though you don't have to get rid of it, you can own it. Asur la'ochlo ad achar Pesach, you're not allowed to eat it till after Pesach. Even though it only has a little bit of chametz in it, you still cannot eat it during Pesach. As both the Mishnah Berurah and the Magen Avraham say, basically you can keep it, you can benefit from it, but you're not allowed to eat it, according to the Mishnah Berurah Midrabanan, till after Pesach. The question is, what are the parameters of this point of view? Namely, how far do we go? Does this apply even to a pill? Here we get to a big machlokas rishonim. The Rosh says, yes. The minute you put it in your mouth, all bets are off. And therefore, according to the Rosh, if he was leading the community, as he did in Toledo after running away from Germany, he would probably put out lists saying, anything you put in your mouth, you have to check the list before doing so. So if you take medicines, you've got to work hard. According to the Rosh, you have to ultimately go out of your way and try very, very hard to look and see if indeed these medicines are part and parcel of the kosher for Pesach list. The Trumat Hadeshin says yes, but with a caveat, and that's only if indeed you put it into your mouth and you wanna put it into your mouth. Not a person that by mistake puts a little of the pen in his mouth by mistake, but rather he actually wants to eat it. Hainu, and I quote his words, De kevan de mechashvina nuvai lemecha lo afsel ledide me'achilat adam. This is only if you want to eat it, but if you put it in your mouth, just to hold it in your mouth for a second, and you did it unconsciously, and this is the way both the Magen Avraham and the Mishnah Berurah paskin, namely you have to want to put it in your mouth and eat it as food. But if you put it in your mouth by mistake, like that pen made out of beer, or a pill that you put into your mouth, not to eat, but to swallow right away and to wash it down with water, it does not then re-edblize it. That ultimately you have to want to eat it. You have to want to eat it as food. And therefore the medicines lists are not needed because, yes, you want to put it in your mouth, but no, you don't want to eat it. You swallow it. You usually take water right away to take away the bitter taste. It's not something that you want to eat by eating it. Namely, the old joke about Aaron and David. Aaron says to David, how do you stay up for the whole Yom Kippur davening? David says, I have a secret. I take caffeine pills. So Aaron says, great. Erev Yom Kippur, they meet in the pharmacy the next year. One of them buys 3 pills. The other's buying 124. One says to the other, why are you buying so many? The answer is, I'm sponsoring the Kiddush. To make a long story short, if that's the case, you're making a Kiddush of pills, then says the Trumat Hadeshin, you got a problem. Then you have to look in the lists. But if you're just taking a pill because of medical purposes and you're washing it down with water as soon as possible, then of course there is no problem and you can indeed put it in your mouth. And the Ran says you can actually eat it, no problem. It's not considered food even if you put it in your mouth. So there's 3 basic points of view on this issue. The first point of view is the Ran that says if it's repulsive to a dog's consumption to that level, it's not food. You can put it in your mouth like a meshigane, and ultimately, it doesn't change anything. All the medicine lists are not needed for pills. Number 2, on the total other side, you have the Rosh. The Rosh says that the minute you put it in your mouth, it is considered food. But the Trumat Hadeshin says that's only if you want to put it in your mouth as food. But if you put it in your mouth by mistake or for other purposes, there's no problem. And it seems like the Magen Avraham and the Mishnah Berurah concur. So lahalacha, because 2 out of 3 of the Rishonim basically say it's okay. The Ran that says you can eat it in any case, and the Trumat Hadeshin that says only if you really eat it as food. I paskin, all these medicine lists are not necessary. And indeed, even though the Shulchan Aruch says you shouldn't eat them, the Ramah actually says that you're allowed to eat them on Pesach, concurring perhaps with the Ran, and that's the way we paskin, and that's one of the reasons that I think the medicine lists are not necessary for pills. If it's pills, a bitter pill, swallow it as usual, because ultimately you're not putting it in your mouth as food, you're not chewing it, you're not making a whole plate full of pills, you're not sponsoring the Kiddush with caffeine pills on Yom Kippur. At the end of the day, it's not Achshaveh. Only according to the Rosh it's Achshaveh. So therefore, I can't totally dismiss these lists. It is the Rosh, Morenu veRabbeinu, Rabbeinu Asher, but Lahalacha, I believe that any of the pills that you swallow are something that you can swallow on Pesach, or on the other hand, you put mouthwash to spit it out, you put in toothpaste to spit it out. Obviously, atalo machshivoto, point positive, you're spitting it out of your mouth. And therefore, I believe there's no real reason for these medicine lists. Once again, the only reason you would have a medicine list is for good tasting syrups, which needs a hechsher all year, and of course, on Pesach. God willing, tomorrow, we're going to see that maybe even according to the Rosh, these medicine lists are not necessary.
Kann nice, kann es mir abgesei, it's me abgesei,